Well, in other news, I know we need to wrap up here pretty quick, but I do have other news that's highly important because I
Yeah.
think this might be the first time that this has ever happened. In the Big Wave Awards, Maya Gabeira's the female surfer who won the biggest wave on the female side, her wave was actually bigger than the male's wave. Kai Lenny won for the men's side. Maya Gabeira won on the women's side, and Maya's wave was 3 feet is the amount that they measured. 3 feet taller than Kai's. Is that a first ever, Scott Bass?
I mean, I
Women's
guess it
wave is the
is.
biggest?
I guess it is. I think at that level, I mean, 3 feet, there's like 12 feet of friggin' spray. Like, how do you even measure 3 feet on a 70-foot wave or 100-foot wave or whatever? It's like, it's just,
They
it's
had
kind of nonsensical.
They had scientists measure it.
Science is wrong.
Science. Hey, so this is actually the real story is Justine Dupont was pissed
Ooh.
because she feels her wave was bigger. And
Ooh.
they actually took 2 weeks, I think, or maybe a week longer to reveal the women's winner because they had to go to like special judging because they was so close. And when they finally released the results, they said Maya's was bigger, but every statement that they said, what they put the word approximate in front of. So they're like, the two women are approximately the same size. The waves were approximate this, and the angle of photography was approximately this. And Justine's like, then how can you create and they even said they had scientists do it. So Justine's argument was, how can you say it's science if it's all approximate? And if it's that close, we need to figure out an actual objective definable criteria. So I watched the WSL's explanation video. They actually went through the effort of having Chris Cote interview the two scientists. Both of the scientists work for the Kelly Slater Wave Co. So there's Adam Fincham, who's like the lead guy, and then there was their other engineer that works at the wave pool. And so because they both have some doctor level degree, and because they work in the wave pool space, they are the most credible officials that they could find. And they went through this whole explanation. I didn't buy 1 minute of it. It's like, yeah, yes, that is kind of the best that you can do.
Bring back Flippy Hoffman, man.
Totally.
Flippy Hoffman should make this decision.
Did you watch the two waves by any chance?
They need to make Derek Dorner the guy that decides this. That would be perfect. Nobody's going to question Derek Dorner.
And they need to stop trying to make it objective and scientific because it's a fool's errand. You could never. And here's 2 other important details for you, Scott. They're only measuring wave height. Justine gets this barreling, super gnarly wave at Nazare. And Maya's is a crumble. Like it's a crumbler. It's like a full mush burger. The other detail, Maya doesn't complete the ride. She gets engulfed by that whitewash and eats crap. Justine gets engulfed by the whitewash of a gnarly barreling left and makes it. So it's like aside from wave height, Justine's wave is gnarlier. It's within inches or feet of actual height, and the thing is gaping like a full gnarly left. Maya's is within inches of height in a crumbly mush burger that she doesn't make. The thing's a complete travesty. Justine has an absolute argument. Them hiring scientists to just measure the physical height is the wrong approach. It's completely a fool's errand, and it's the wrong approach. So you're right. Derek Donor would look at those two waves. I encourage you, I'm embedding this footage right now over our YouTube version of this podcast, so listeners can be watching as I'm arguing. But you, Scott, I'll send you the footage afterwards. You watch the two waves. You'll take one look. You don't even need to watch it twice. You'll take one view and you'll go, oh yeah, Justine. For sure, Justine's the gnarliest wave.
And back in the day, I guess Bill Sharp's still involved, but they used to send out to the mat. Like I used to be on the voting panel. I would vote for the double XL. I was on the Billabong double XL. Like Bill would send me an email and go, "Hey, vote," and he would send it to like maybe, I don't know, 60 people or something. And now it's just, I don't know how they do it, but I know it's just kind of boiled down and in-house as far as the voting and the judging.
So again, I think that is a reflection of them trying to make it more scientific. Them going, hey, we're going to legitimize this thing and be able to define what's what. So let's keep it all in house. A, it's a fool's errand. And B, it's a huge failure that you, who were on the committee, didn't even know that this thing happened.
I
So
would,
even
yeah,
though they're doing it in-house, they should still be publicizing it enough so that you know the results, or that you have some vested interest in it. Because, by the way, you did it for a decade.
yeah, a long
It's
time.
like insane.
Um, I think that at the end of the day, the smart move here, because I don't know how much they gave to Maya, but I'm assuming it's like $60,000 or $100,000 or something. They should have just given them both $100,000. Like Dirk Ziff's got $100,000, and his wife loves women's surfing so much. Just give them, if it's that close. It rarely happens if there's a tie. This year there was a tie. What a great move that would have been. Remember, like last year, and they were all about equal pay for the women. Well,
Yeah.
if it's a tie, it's a tie. Give them both
Well,
the money. Maybe they don't want to set that precedent. I don't know.
I don't disagree with you. The other thing that's tied up in this is that Maya's is a Guinness record setting wave. So I feel like the publicity associated with doing that was actually better for the WSL's business, and
Oh
maybe
my
that was
God,
the push.
that's now we have a conspiracy, a
I'm
big
in.
conspiracy.
I mean, it's true
The
though,
whole thing's lame. Surfers are the worst. This whole
dude.
double XL thing's kind of lame.
Yeah. Well, the big, like I said, the
I mean,
big
I'm glad
news,
surfers are getting paid. That's cool,
but the big news story really is that the women's wave is bigger than the men's wave, and I think that should have been a talking point for the WSL. That should have been a headline that they pumped through everywhere. And at that point, why even separate the category by gender?
exactly.
Maya beat Kai, period.
Boom, that would have been insane.
And Justine beat both of them.
Right. According to Derek Dorner, that's the way they got to do it. They got to get an old salty dog like they used to have Flippy Hoffman in there, just going. And nobody's going to argue with Flippy Hoffman.
Exactly.
And they need to get Derek Dorner in there, and there's probably a million other good candidates that could help figure this thing out. You know,
Dude, you and I could do a better job. You and I,
well,
honestly.
it would be like Cole Christensen and
No, I know, but
I don't
still,
know, Eric
this
Haas or somebody like just.
I agree with you, but this one was so egregious that you and I got
Yeah.
it more right than the scientists,
Yeah.
quote unquote scientists.